You have husbands that are really not financially intelligent.
I want to buy weed. Man will be like, bring it.
My money is my money and his money is our money. Hi, my name is Juliana and I'd like to welcome you specially to the maiden edition of the Ladies Platform Podcast. And with me here is
Tally
and
BC.
Okay, so the Ladies Platform Podcast is just an avenue for us to share our thoughts, especially on things that go on in the society, in the church, that affect us but really don't have answers to. On this platform, we share our ideas and also we talk about real life issues. Yeah. No holds barred. And also sometimes we bring in subject matter experts to deep dive into those topics. So if there's anything on your mind, you've been wanting to ask questions, or you have something you want to share with us, you've gone through something and you think people can learn from it, a real life experience, and how it affected you, want people to learn and share from your experience, please just chat us in the box and let us talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. So but on today's podcast, we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic. We see this, play out in a lot of homes. We're talking today about finances in the marriage. Now, there's a concept and the idea that in a marriage, the man is the one that gets to spend all the money. His money is our money, right? And my money is my money. So we want to talk about this today. So if you have any questions, like I said, make sure you put them in the chat. And if you have any contributions, please put them in the chat. All right, so today I'm going to start with Talatu. She's a pastor's wife, so
Yeah.
I'm sure she will have a lot to talk about this issue. So we see a lot of people, a lot of couples say, especially the women, they say, okay, my money is mine and his money is ours. So what do you think about this concept of sharing responsibilities in terms of finances in the home?
Well, first off, I would like to talk about it like in this way, how I was trained from Winners Chapel, during counseling.
Yeah.
They told us that it's always good to have 3 accounts. That's I have my account, he has his account, then we have a joint account. That joint account can be where you will be running the family expenses and all that. Then separate account, you run your own thing. I want to buy a wig, I want to buy perfume, I want to do this. You do it on your own. So I don't believe in, my money is my money is my money and his money is our money. No, that's old school. That's so old school, I would say, because our parents ran it that way, because they were full-time housewives. But right now, everyone is working, and especially in this part of the world,
yes.
I mean, there's a lot of bills to pay.
In the US,
you can't just,
you're wondering.
Yes, you can't just put the whole load on the man and then you expect him to do everything. One day the man will come back home, you'll not see your husband.
Okay, so I'm going to ask before I go to BC. All right, so you're suggesting that there's supposed to be 3 accounts, one for the man, one for the wife, and one for the family to run the family. But in a case where you have husbands that are really not financially intelligent. What I mean is that, some people are very impulsive. They see something they want to buy. They're not really thinking about the future, or they are so full of faith. They're like, oh, God will supply all of my needs. They just keep buying everything. They're not thinking of the school fees. They're not thinking of upkeep. They're not thinking of bills. And they just keep going that way. So how would that work for a couple whose situation is peculiar in that respect?
Me, in my own case, it's like me, I'm the frugal person in the family. I'm more, okay, I studied economics, right? You put your list on a scale of preference. You don't just go out of, God will supply my needs, but prioritize your needs. See what is necessary, what is important. Yeah. And like one partner would like always call the other partner, no, we're not buying this, not now. We'll buy it later, but not for now. You should always have someone. Because I don't think God will join 2 people that let's spend the money and God will supply. No, you have to think of the future.
I'll go to you, BC.
Okay.
In a case where one person is frugal and the other person is, I'm just thinking, is it possible for both parties to be frugal or both parties to be accountable?
Well, just like Tali said, I think God has a way of pairing people.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You always find that opposite attract.
Yeah.
Almost every sense. including finances. So where you have a spendthrift, most likely the other partner will be the frugal one, will be the one that is more accountable when it comes to money. So I would say it might be easier if it was the man that was frugal, because of the issue of submission. But if it's the other way, if it's the man that is more of the spendthrift and woman is frugal, then wisdom has to come in. Like, you know the right thing, but you cannot usurp your husband's authority. You have to find a way to maintain your home, maintain your peace, maintain the sanity of your home. Let me put it that way. Without overstepping, even though you know the right thing. So I think there has to be a balance. But really, there's the probability of having two partners that are either overly frugal or spendthrift is rare. I think, usually there's opposite usually attracts. So,
so there will be a balance.
There will be a balance.
So there's something we saw on Dave Ramsey and we talked about and we laughed about. We're going to put it right on the screen. Dave said, if you're married and keep separate finances, you're not a team. You're just roommates with wedding rings. So, I mean, is it what I know it's not like written in the Bible. There are some things that are not written in the Bible, but is it wrong for a couple to decide that we can't keep separate accounts? Or should I put it this way? There are some couples that don't want the other party to know exactly what they have in terms of their finances. So he is saying that if you keep separate finances, you're not a team, you're just roommates. What are your thoughts about this?
I don't think they should like hide their finance. That's what you mean?
Yes, some people, because
I think we should couples should be open as per finance. You understand? They should be open about their finance to each other, because sometimes when you have things like that, like I saw one video of someone, the man was looking for money, then he found out that the house they are living in, the wife is the landlady, something like that. It was so
and
funny.
Paying rent?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But so the man was heartbroken because he was like, he was like, we're looking for all this money all this time. I didn't know that you even have money to build a house like this. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes, again, some women do that. Like they said, because my husband, if he knows I have this money,
he would want to. There's some men, once they know that you have that amount, they want to, just finish spending it all. Yes,
to make sure they finish spending it. So, but I feel we shouldn't hide our finances. The spouses shouldn't hide their finances from each other. It should be an open thing. Look, this is what I have, and I really don't know how you're going to stop him from asking you for money if he's broke. But I don't think it's a good thing.
What do you think?
Well, I agree with you, but some people have peculiar situations where if they declare all they have, either male or female, the other partner would want to spend it down. So when you have, it's like, if the man says, I earn X amount, woman that's when she's thinking of all the...
She wants to go on vacation.
And then for the woman too, the man will be like, bring it, and then he probably goes and does whatever with it. So I think every home is different. Every partnership is different. If you are really Christians, if the word of God is really the foundation of that marriage, then there should be no secrets on any level. You shouldn't be hiding anything from each other. There should be openness. It says, and they were naked and they were not ashamed, So there should be nothing between you. And I think I mentioned this earlier, one time we were talking about this, that foundation matters. If from the beginning, you guys discussed, like the couple, they discussed finances as well as other things, then they can come to an agreement on how they want to run the home. But if they entered into it with this, what's in it for me, I have to protect myself, or if they found out that after marriage, they didn't know the person they got married to, which means maybe there was some pretense, and then they feel, okay, I need to protect myself, maybe protect my children or whatever, then at that point, you have to prioritize, like Tali said, you have to weigh the options, decide what is best for you and for your family. There was this example of Pastor Mildred Okonkwo, who said she at the point the husband was like, at the beginning he was the spender, and instead of fighting him, the Holy Spirit gave her a wisdom that why not begin to save for him, So that's how it's done. Like she didn't confront him. She didn't purposely hide money from him. In fact, she was hiding money for him, which is a difference, And in the end, he saw reason. and appreciated what she did, and he began to understand the value of saving.
And an accountability as well.
So different ways to handle it, but just follow your situation and
whatever
pray.
works for you.
Yes. Yeah, really. And I also feel like there's no one size fits all. Because people are at different levels of financial intelligence. There are some people that are not financially intelligent at all. And really, it's not like you're trying to judge and all that, because the truth of the matter is that even when you go to school, you go through school, nobody teaches you like finance 101 and say, keep some, save some. These are some of the things I remember we learned in the Bible school. I remember Pastor Oyedepo, when we had one of the Bible sessions, was teaching us that, okay, when you have some money, you have to keep some, you have to save some, you invest some, that every money that comes into your hand, you see it that way. But I know that, like, for instance, for where I'm from originally, there's some tribes in Nigeria. I don't want to mention the tribe so that nobody will come for me. But the way they look at it, I have some friends from that tribe. Like, the way they see money is, they call it, I'll translate that, Ninolo, like money is meant to be spent. There are some people, that's their mentality. Like, what's the money for? Money you spend, once they smell,
life is one.
Once they smell money or they see money like this.
Sorry.
In fact,
one life.
I'm telling you, I met someone that said that she doesn't believe in savings. I said, what?
Wow.
Yes. I said, what, you don't believe in savings? And she said, yes. She makes a lot of money, but she said, I don't believe in savings because she said she could die tomorrow.
Oh, jeez.
So why would she save? I mean, there are some people that have very weird ways of thinking about money. And the truth of the matter is that we learn maths in school, we learn English, we learn. Nobody teaches you knowing maths is different from financial intelligence.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says that you should not save money. And saying that, you have to be spending every day as the day comes. In fact, I've seen some people justify the fact that they want to just spend in a way that is not wise, saying that, the rapture will happen tomorrow. So if you marry someone like that who thinks when it comes to finances they are very irresponsible, it's so hard to say you want to
have a joint account.
Because they could even say the Holy Spirit asked them to go and wipe it off.
One time, even in church, they told us you can't go and, like, you have maybe a property like this as a family. You can't just take it and go. You have to agree
to sow it
for it to be acceptable, even as Christians.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as long as you're married, you have to, like,
accountable to the other person. So you have to be responsible.
You have to check for the consent of the other person. Ask for the consent of the other person. That's what I see.
Yeah.
There's broken marriages.
It has
broken a lot of marriages.
In fact, have a conversation about that.
Yes. I don't have the statistics right now, but I know that the highest cause of divorce in homes worldwide is financial issues. And that's because we are expecting someone to come and teach us or tell us to learn to be financially intelligent. First of all, we have to learn to save, especially as Christians. Some Christians just feel like, because they tithe, and they give offerings, then automatically their finances are good. No, it doesn't work that way.
Of heaven.
God will not even entrust his riches if you don't know how to manage funds. So it's something you have to know how to do and manage funds. And it's not ideal for couples to like kind of hide their finances from each other. But there are some situations because there's no one size fits all.
Yeah.
There are some men that are, not accountable. Some women are not accountable.
Yes.
I know someone else who said that once the wife knows that there's money like this, she's planning vacation. She's planning vacation. So some men just hide their finances from those kind of women because they know that at the end of the day they will have nothing.
Yeah. And the family will have nothing. Yes. That's what it means.
So now we also know that there are some women that don't work because their husband asks them not to work. So in that case, what do you have to say about that, Tali?
So for women that don't work and the husband asks them not to work, I think the husband
should work.
So you are saying that the woman should disobey her husband?
No, I don't mind. But that was so last year though. Like, the woman should be full-time housewife. But for women that don't work and they are comfortable not working, listening to their husbands being full-time housewives, I think the husband should give them monthly allowance. I think so.
And for them to save and invest and do all the things they're supposed to do.
That they don't have to account for that money. Let it be their own money, like their salary you're placing them on. For instance, I have this family that the husband was doing so very well. All of a sudden, he got sick. And that sickness just rapidly ate him up and he died. This woman had 3 children and all of them were toddlers. One and then twins, toddlers. This woman, when we went to greet her, she was just crying. What am I going to do? Big house, mansion. They have this Mikano. Is it Mikano?
The big generator.
She's, even to fuel that generator, she won't be able to. She was just shouting, what am I going to do? You told me not to do anything. She's a graduate, but nothing. Like, things like this, men should please let your wives work, even if it's business. So that because you don't know what tomorrow will be. It might be the finance that she's bringing in that will save the family. You understand what I'm saying? So I think gone are the days when our mothers used to be full-time housewives. Then those days, things were not as hard as now. Right now, we have to all work, both husband and wife.
I know, they have to work it out. So what do you say? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. And I think as a family, you have to decide your financial goals and plan towards them. Work towards them, not just plan. You're planning the work towards them. So think of the future. With that in mind, it's like walking backwards now. This is the future you want. You want to be comfortable. You want to retire without stress. Then begin to plan for it as a family, not each person hiding money away, under the cushions or in some foreign account or some strange place, just because you don't want the other person to know. Trust is, I think, the foundation of every relationship. If your relationship is lacking trust, then you need to go back to God. If whatever, like we've been saying continuously, there's no one size fits all. Yeah. But we're just saying like the ideal or what we would encourage every family to have, every couple, plan, just have a financial goal and work together to achieve it. So that's what I would say.
Yes, also what actually surprises me or amazes me is the fact that some couples you can be naked in front of each other, you can do all of this stuff, but you can't trust yourself with, your passwords, your money and things like that.
Like that, yeah.
And just in case, like, God forbid, especially because, I'm saying God forbid because God expects us to live a ripe old age. We will not die but live to declare the good works of the Lord in the land of the living. Yeah. But sometimes these things work with revelation and some people don't actually live up to that age. And that doesn't mean that they don't have faith or that they're not Christians. God forbid that kind of thing happening. And nobody even knows your password just because you've not been able to trust yourselves with your finances to the extent of, nobody, if anything happens right now, nobody knows your password. I think that we need to work on that. These things are really not talked about, and that's why we're talking about it. Yeah. And we're rubbing minds. And like we said, we're not judging anyone, and it's not one size fits all. Yeah. But we need to work more on trust and be open. If you feel that maybe your spouse is the kind of person who is not financially intelligent that we discuss, and you think that it could build the family, then there's a wisdom to these things. Yeah. There's a way to, just like we said, the example of Pastor Mildred, that might not be your own approach, but you have to look for something, to that would work. And something I also realized is that we, as couples, I don't know if it's an African thing or, is like, sometimes it's hard for people to have meaningful conversations, like just sit down and say, okay, this is where we're going, this is the goal, without, like the outburst of the emotions and all that. Just sitting down and saying, this is the goal, this is where we're going, let's plan. We're not planning, we're not saying by faith, this is what we have and this is what we're making and this is the goal we have.
Like what goal, what do we want to set for ourselves as a family?
As a family. I think that's very important. And you paint the picture, your kids and this is the plan, this is what you have, this is what we're earning right now. We're not looking at what we're planning to earn. It's not by faith. And it's not by credit cards. This is what we have and we are planning with what we have. And we are not like keeping up with the Joneses, right? Saying, because they went on vacation, we have to also go on vacation. And that's something we talked about, that there's a lot of places we can vacation in the US for people who live in the US. Even if you live in Africa, there are many places around you. People go to Africa to go on vacations.
True.
Really, yeah. So there are many things you can plan according to your size. Our people will say cut your coat according to your material. So not even your size, your cloth, what you have available to you. So you just have to plan it. So, he's somebody's son, right? He's somebody's son. So your money cannot be your money and his own, money. The family's
put all the pressure on him.
Yes, the pressure, because you want to both live long and enjoy yourselves, enjoy the fruits of your labor. So, yes. So we should come together to work as a team. We're a team. And sometimes in marriages, you just wonder, like, it becomes like you guys are, like you are antagonizing each other. We need to begin to see ourselves as a team and then we can take it from there, and things will work better.
Yeah.
Yes. You have anything to add before we round up?
Yeah, I think we covered it. Like
Mm-hmm.
we just said, you're a team. Work together and plan for your future, because it is your future. It's not somebody else's. I mean,
Yes.
you're both one now. You're married.
Yeah.
And whatever you both have is shared, is joint.
Yeah.
Every part of you is shared now, including your finances. So
Exactly.
you have to work
as long as
together.
you're married. Yes, it's
as
true.
long as you're married.
It's true.
Yeah.
Any parting words?
Parting words will be Bishop Oyedepo's word that said, life is in phases, men are in sizes, so leave your size per time.
Wow, that's so fantastic. Life is in phases, men are in sizes, leave your size per time. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. In fact, some people that you're trying to keep up with, they're using credit cards. They're doing some things you don't know about, and you want to keep up with them. You just have your family goal, like BC said, and work towards it.
Right.
All right. So thank you very much for being a part of this very interesting conversation.
Yeah.
If there's something you want to add, please let us know in the comment section. And also, if there's something you want us to discuss, if you want us to, deep dive further into this, let us know, and we'll talk more about it. We could also bring subject matter experts to, help us learn how to save and how to invest and things like that. So let us know. So thank you very much from BC and Talia and I. We're saying thank you and see you on the next episode of the Ladies Platform Podcast. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.
Bye.